Welcome to Our Home, Your Holiday. I'm your host, Yento Liu. We are currently in the kitchen of Meals on Wheels. Hot meals get delivered to a group of seniors on this island twice a week to those who cannot leave the house easily or who cannot cook. But over the last 3 years, an American couple has contributed significantly to the Meals on Wheels program. Now, you might be asking, how can a couple of tourists ultimately impact such an important local initiative? Well, take a look. Before we get into the tourists' involvement, let's learn about Meals on Wheels first. This is all freshly cooked food made by volunteers of the Aruba Methodist Circuit. Hot meals gets churned out of this kitchen in St. Nicholas twice a week, every single week, to various members of the community who are in need. The food mostly goes to seniors and young families.
Meals on Wheels is very important. It's an outreach to those who cannot afford and those who are in need or those who are even disabled, who cannot do for themselves. And this is a means that at least they're getting meals twice a week. If not anything, they're getting it twice a week, and it's a warm meal prepared the same day.
This charitable initiative has been existing on the island for 55 years. Petitions will come through via social workers for Meals on Wheels. Individuals receiving one of these boxes delivered by the Meals on Wheels van are carefully vetted to ensure they are indeed in need. About 80 meals are hand-delivered every Tuesday and Friday. Recipients are certainly happy each and every single time the van pulls up.
As a matter of fact, they're always sitting right there by the door or the window waiting for this food. Every Tuesday, every Friday, literally sitting and waiting for the food. So I know that they really want it, they enjoy it. Some start to eat right away. Others will say, okay, they will eat it later. Some even say they will share it for 2 days, but they are very thankful.
Valerie has been helping out with the Meals on Wheels program for 8 years. The resident of St. Nicholas is happy to do what she can to better her community.
Oh, it means a lot to me. When I leave here, I feel satisfied because I know I've fed so many people. And it's a lot of work. I would confess that it's a lot of work. But hey, I do it because I want to do it.
How are these two tourists helping out with this very local initiative that takes place in St. Nicholas, which is not near the hotel area? Let's find out.
We can't for 6 to 7 months just sit at the beach.
Well, good thing, because of this, a community of elderly on the island have really benefited. This is Mike and Sue Faulkner. They've been coming to the island for 33 years, but instead of relaxing and simply enjoying Aruba, they have gone above and beyond to give back to the local Aruban community. For 5 decades, Meals on Wheels depended solely on the church to fund the program or by offerings from church goers. But Mike and Sue changed that 3 years ago with something called the Food Extravaganza and Auction. Before we get into that, here's why these two loyal visitors of the island give back.
We tend to forget the older people on the island. We think about the animals, the problem with animals being loose and no food. We think about children, but I think a lot of times all over the world, we forget about seniors. Even though we're seniors, we have energy and we like to help.
As we've kept coming over all these years, we've just developed a relationship with a number of the people on the island. And not just the people, for example, who work in the restaurants or work in the hotels. We've actually gotten out into the community and have met the people generally, and they're very friendly. They're very outgoing. They like to share their island, and it's a great island.
The single event covers a significant portion of the cost that is needed to make Meals on Wheels happen. The couple in their 70s with their precious pup Sasha are known for being persistent, which is important because a large part of the funding comes from the silent auction they host. Mike cold calls a lot because in order to have a good silent auction, you need gift certificates and prizes from local businesses.
So they know about auction, and that was her suggestion to us, that if we do an auction, we might be able to raise more funds and faster in a quicker way. So be able to help Meals on Wheels because Meals on Wheels really needed the money.
Because of their persistence and drive, they've been able to pull off the event to fundraise for Meals on Wheels for the last 2 years. Now, Meals on Wheels contributes 100% to the residents of Aruba, namely the elderly. But this local initiative now has the supporters from tourists as well, due to Mike and Sue's involvement.
We have friends at Casa del Mar because we've been owners there since 1990. We also are owners at the Marriott Surf Club, so we have friends that come in. So when they arrive, we say, oh, we have our auction coming. In fact, our chiropractor from Maine was here with her parents, and they came, and they were probably the biggest spenders we had last year. And they bought all their gift certificates, so when they come back this October, they have their restaurants paid for and they're ready to go. So we have to remember, if you're going to one of these restaurants, if you're taking your family out for a dinner at Christmas time, why not buy a gift certificate? If it's 100 florins, pay the 100 florins because you were going to go there anyway. We want to remember it's raising money to help others. And it's good bringing all the tourists and the locals together for one good cause.